to go in this transfer window. And Barcelona still looking to fill a Neymar-shaped hole at the new camp. Will it be Philippe Coutinho? Well, our Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer says the Spanish club will continue to push and they believe they can convince Liverpool to sell. Nothing has changed from Liverpool's side. He's not for sale. He's happy at the club. One report in Spain, though, claims Coutinho will be a Barcelona player by Tuesday. Guillem says the player has an agreement with Barcelona. Something tells me we have not heard the last of Philippe Coutinho in this transfer window. Who else, though, could replace Neymar? Borussia Dortmund's Ousmane Dembele says Barcelona are an amazing club and every player would like to play there. That's amid claims he's agreed personal terms. However, the Dortmund chief executive says no amount of money would persuade them to sell Dembele to Barcelona. To the latest now on Everton's pursuit of this man, Gylfi Sigurdsson, and talks continue with Swansea City. Their manager Neil Clement said yesterday it would be better for all parties if there's a resolution soon. And he could soon get his wish. This was Everton boss Ronald Koeman after their 2-2 draw against Sevilla.
How far down the line are we with Gylfi Sigurdsson?
Well, close, but okay, we have to wait. But still, the deal is not done. Everybody knows we are looking for 3 more players: a left centre back, left full back, a player who can play out of both positions, and a winger and a striker. That's the picture. What the best is for our team, and okay, we will see what we can do.
Yeah, looking more and more like a case of when and not if Sigurdsson joins Everton. So, Sigurdsson going to Everton, who arrives at Swansea. I'm told there is an interest in Montpellier's Riyad Boudebouz. However, a deal has been agreed with Real Betis and he's expected to have a medical tomorrow. There are still a few details to sort before that one is confirmed. Could Swansea yet get in for Riyad Boudebouz before he heads to Real Betis? Now, Swansea have also been interested in West Brom's Nasser Chadli. However, we are told West Brom are reluctant sellers. Swansea unlikely to sanction any deal until Sigurdsson's future is sorted. Talking of West Brom, what about arrivals at the Hawthorns? Well, they remain interested in the Middlesbrough defender Ben Gibson. They've had 2 bids rejected already. The latest understood to be around £20 million. Gibson played 90 minutes for Borough in their defeat at Wolves yesterday. Let's now get the latest from Leicester City and a man who's been dominant throughout this transfer window. It is, of course, Riyad Mahrez. He wants to talk to Roma, but as yet no agreement has been reached between the clubs. Roma are expected to go back in with an improved offer. Mahrez says he will continue to give his best for Leicester until a resolution can be found. But can that resolution be found? Let's wait and see. What about potential departures at Leicester? Well, Bournemouth, they remain interested in winger Damari Gray. One source has told us they've had a £20 million bid rejected. Gray held talks with Leicester last week about his future. Now, staying with Leicester City, and what of Danny Drinkwater? Chelsea remain interested in him. He's one of a number of players they're looking at to replace Nemanja Matic, who of course signed for Manchester United. It's thought Everton's Ross Barkley and Arsenal's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain are also on that list. Now, staying with Chelsea and other potential arrivals, they've been in for the Juventus left-back Alexandro all summer, but that one looks like it will not happen now. Juve coach Max Allegri said yesterday there was no chance Sandro was leaving. Now, what of Chelsea's opponents in this afternoon's Community Shield? Arsenal, of course, beating them on penalties at Wembley. Now, Arsenal remain in talks with Monaco over winger Thomas Lemar. Monaco's public statements have gone from their vice president saying he was not for sale 2 weeks ago to their coach admitting he can't guarantee he will be at the club at the end of the window. I wonder if Arsenal can get Thomas Lemar over the line and get him at the Emirates. All set to be a very, very busy few weeks at Arsenal. Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger admits he needs to trim the numbers in his squad. The likes of Kieran Gibbs, Matthew Debuchy and Carl Jenkinson all missing from the squad at Wembley. Watford are interested in Gibbs while Nice continue to negotiate over Matthew Debuchy. And we are told the futures of the likes of Jack Wilshere, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Olivier Giroud will be discussed this month, while Lucas Perez is almost definitely on his way out. Deportivo La Coruña, his former club, is his preferred destination and they have an offer on the table. Newcastle United, they are also said to be interested. Now, talking of Newcastle United, we have been told that they want to sign the West Ham United goalkeeper, Adrian. The Spaniard has 2 years left on his contract, but is likely to be number 2 behind Joe Hart. West Ham will only consider letting him go if they can bring in a replacement. They've already sold Darren Randolph to Middlesbrough. To Southampton we go, and they are edging closer to signing Juventus midfielder Mario Lemina. The Gabon international is due for a medical tomorrow after a fee that could rise to £20 million was agreed. Stoke had held talks with Juventus, but it looks increasingly likely St Mary's is Lemina's destination. Now, a couple of lines to bring you from Watford. They are looking to sign Everton winger Aaron Lennon on loan. However, it's understood Everton only want to do a permanent deal. Koeman refused to be drawn on Lennon's future a little earlier on, and the waiting for Watford continues on this man, Richarlison. Everything is agreed with Fluminense. The forward has agreed personal terms. He has taken his medical, but boss Marco Silva says they are still waiting for a work permit. Now, Everton have signed the most players in this window so far. That's 11. Manchester City, they've spent the most. Their outlay exceeds £200 million, and we still wait for Tottenham to take a dip in this transfer window. Time, though, is running out. Just 25 days to go until the window shuts.
OK, so 25 days left for Premier League clubs to get their business done. And as we've just heard, it's already been a record-breaking window. Biggest signing in the Premier League so far remains Romelu Lukaku's move from Everton to Manchester United, which with potential add-ons could rise to £90 million, making him the world's third most expensive player, behind only Neymar and Paul Pogba. Alvaro Morata is the second most expensive Premier League signing this summer, after joining Chelsea from Real Madrid for £70 million. There have been 2 other deals so far for £50 million and above. That's Alexander Lacazette to Arsenal and Kyle Walker to Manchester City. Well, Alvaro Morata was in action today, but he was one of the Chelsea players to miss a penalty as they lost to Arsenal in the Community Shield at Wembley. Chelsea's record signing, a late substitute, dragged a poor penalty effort wide moments after goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois had blazed over in a first use of the new ABBA format for penalty shootouts. Arsenal won it 4-1 after the match finished 1-1 after 90 minutes. Chelsea also had Pedro sent off. Arsenal's record signing, Alexander Lacazette, started at Wembley and did hit the post before being replaced by Olivier Giroud with just under half an hour to go.
Lacazette is stronger every week, and I believe today it's the first time where you see that physically he's ready. We still needs to adapt to the physical intensity of the game, but overall in the first half he had very interesting movements, and I believe what we've seen today he will become stronger and stronger, and overall I felt he had an interesting game today.
Arsenal's other summer signing, Sead Kolasinac, came on after Per Mertesacker suffered a cut to the head in the first half. He scored Arsenal's equaliser and impressed his new manager.
He's physically very strong naturally, you know. You have players who are pumped up in the gym and players who were born strong, and is the second part.
Did that convince you to buy him? Do you think your defence needed a player like him?
In the Premiership, the power plays a part, but it's not only that. We took him because as well of his attitude. I believe a modern game doesn't tolerate as many weaknesses anymore as it was 20 years ago, and you need always a combination of talent and attitude. And he looks to me that he has good talent, but as well a very strong, determined attitude, supported by a strong body, yes.
Well, Wenger was also asked about his transfer plans for the remainder of the window, and his answer may disappoint Arsenal fans, hoping to see plenty of new rivals.
Look, to be honest, the number is too high, and we let some players go because it's too much competition for places is detrimental. Not enough competition for places is detrimental as well, but I agree with you that 33 is too high.
It has been a record-breaking week in football. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. finally completed his £198 million move from Barcelona to PSG to become the most expensive player in the history of football. The move dominated the sporting agenda, and here's how it all played out on Sky Sports News.
Let's wait. Well, we have Neymar in our squad. We count on him, and we think he'll help us this year.
Tuesday saw Neymar post a video in Dubai on his Instagram in good spirits, and the following day we reported a group of lawyers representing Neymar. They visited La Liga HQ after reports emerged.
An unprecedented legal challenge here.
Well, Neymar turned up at Barcelona's training centre telling the club he wanted to leave. The deal was edging closer. That afternoon our cameras caught Neymar leaving on his private plane. At this stage, Sky sources understood there was a 90% chance the deal would go ahead. The money involved in the deal is an eye-watering amount. We worked out how it all broke down for you.
Beyond rationality.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I think it's taken football into another different sphere now.
It's been escalating and escalating.
We must be ready to accept this amount of money.
Then on Thursday the 3rd of August, the deal went through.
So the huge breaking news in the last few minutes, Paris Saint-Germain have announced the world record signing of Neymar, who joins finally from Barcelona.
The world's media gathered in Paris, ready for his first news conference, where our chief reporter Brian Swanson was asking the questions.
What would you say to people who feel that this move is purely motivated by money?
Não, o que eu tenho para dizer para essas pessoas é que eles não sabem exatamente nada da minha vida.
Well, what I could tell to these people is that they don't know anything about my personal life. I was never motivated by money.
A primeira coisa que eu penso é a minha felicidade.
It was never my first motivation. Really sad to hear that people still think that way.
Well, shirts were flying off the shelves despite the price tag of £140. Over 10,000 were sold on the first day. And with such huge interest in the world, most expensive player, the PSG supporters finally got a chance to see their man in a PSG shirt. Well, Barcelona are now looking to reinvest the £198 million they received for Neymar, and there are conflicting reports over Philippe Coutinho's Liverpool future. Sky Sports Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer believes Barcelona are confident they can sign the Liverpool playmaker, and that he's already agreed personal terms with the Spanish club. One report in Spain has gone as far as to say that a deal could be completed by Tuesday. As for Liverpool, well, their stance remains the same. Coutinho's not for sale, and he's happy at the club. So, could Coutinho fill the Neymar void at the Nou Camp?
It's Coutinho! Oh, a little bit of trickery from Neymar. Wonderful! It's a party piece. Coutinho looking to weave a way through, and he has! Glides past the first challenge, and then goes for goal! And what a goal! Coutinho, oh, it's brilliant! Oh my goodness gracious. This isn't a football ground, it's a circus ring.
So, how did the two players perform last season? Well, we can take a look at a few of their stats now. This since 2013, in fact. Coutinho's played 125 games to Neymar's 123. Neymar, though, scored more than twice as many goals. PSG's new £198 million signing also had more assists, 38 to 24, created more chances per game and made more dribbles per game. Well, Barcelona are also looking at Borussia Dortmund's Ousmane Dembele. He played 32 times for Dortmund last season. He scored 6 goals. However, he did make 12 assists for his teammates, as well as creating 64 chances. That's an average of 2 chances created per match. Now, new Everton signing Sandro Ramirez scored just 32 seconds into their final pre-season match against Sevilla earlier today. His first goal since joining from Malaga. The game was marking 125 years at Goodison Park, and Everton were wearing a commemorative shirt to mark the occasion. Sevilla didn't touch the ball before Ramirez scored. Tom Davis with the pass, and the young Spaniard with the finish. Ever Banega got Sevilla level. Joaquin Correa with the run. Banega beating Jordan Pickford. 3 minutes later, Gareth Barry gave away a penalty. He fouled Nolito, the player who joined Sevilla from Manchester City over the summer. Ever Banega took it and put Sevilla ahead. Then another penalty. Kevin Morales taken down. And Morales took the penalty. He made it 2-2. Everton go into the Premier League season then undefeated in pre-season. And after the game, Ronald Koeman gave an update on the club's transfer targets, including Gylfi Sigurdsson.
How far down the line are we with Gylfi Sigurdsson?
Close, but okay. We have to wait, but still the deal is not done. Everybody knows we are looking for 3 more players. A left centre-back, left full-back, a player who can play out of both positions, and a winger and a striker. And that's the picture. What the best is for our team, and okay, we will see what we can do.
Aaron Lennon wasn't in the squad today. He's been linked with a move away to Watford. Any more on that?
The reason that he wasn't in the squad, that he wasn't fit to play today, and I don't know about any interest for Aaron. I don't know.
But you continue to. It's going to be a busy week then, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay, we know the transfer window. It's the end of this month, and we have time. That means for everybody.
Newcastle won their final pre-season match. They beat Hellas Verona 2-0, and Christian Atsu was on target after joining on a permanent deal in May. And Newcastle went in front after just 4 minutes through Jose Perez. Moments later, Atsu, who signed on a permanent deal from Chelsea at the end of last season, made it 2-0. Now, last season's top 6 have spent over 600 million on signings so far this summer, but in which areas have they strengthened? Well, Chelsea and Manchester City are the only sides to have signed goalkeepers. Chelsea signing Willy Caballero on a free from Manchester City. City have signed Ederson for £34.7 million. Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal have all made signings in defence. Manchester City's 3 signings in defence costing £126.1 million, while in total those 5 sides have spent almost £209.6 million. Chelsea and Manchester United are the only 2 sides to have strengthened in central midfield, spending £80 million in total. Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal and Manchester United have all signed Van der Lacazette. In total, the top teams have spent almost 300 million on forwards. So Tottenham remain the only team in the top 6 not to have made a signing so far this summer.